learning experience for me to just see how Oracle plays in the Primal Beast. This is my first game I've ever seen this lane personally.
Yeah, right. Our expectations always being broken down by pro players. Usually you'd see Oracle, you'd think, right, he's going to be sitting behind his carry ready to save him, and that might be the case still. Again, it's like a Pulverize, you just false promise the target.
So this is interesting. The Death Prophet. This maybe means Primal Beast isn't going into that off lane. We've had the occasional mid Primal Beast game, but Death Prophet Primal Beast. So possibly that's an FBZ hero. It's something he's played a ton of, so curious to see where they go. Since, Yopaj is usually playing these more playmaking, these, flashier, the kill heroes, so if anything, the Primal Beast suits him more than the Death Prophet.
Yeah, to go in, get stuff done, create a bit of chaos, play in, play out. It definitely works out for him. OG, just quickly back to the Oracle topic, I always think Huskar. I see this here, and it's like in the back of my head, Amar Huskar is always a possibility. Maybe not now, but it could come out a little bit later on, depending on how they want to shift these heroes around. Like you were saying, this Razor could be 3, could be 1. Hell, it could even
with the Oracle clock, just heroes that mesh well together. And here's OG. They tip their hands. They're going to go down the hard carry, late game Dota approach. They pick up a TB to go with. It's a lot of greed, it's a lot of farming, but they feel like they can get away with it. And Boom have already got Death Prophet, so they have ways to push the tempo. If anything, I think, like, if I'm Boom and I see this, I'm like, okay, this kind of plays a little bit into our hands, but it does put a lot more pressure on you, because before they're probably thinking, maybe we can scale a bit as well. But now that this TB comes out, I think if you're Boom, you're like, okay, all out aggression, let's play fast, let's take Roshan, let's take early towers, because going late game against TB Razor doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, this kind of reminds me of that Vici Gaming draft. It was us casting, right, against Team Liquid, where they had Undying, Primal Beast, Tusk, DP, Jug, and they had 5 unkillable heroes. And if you just don't have the damage to nuke one of these down or heal through that consistent damage, you can get run over. Like Vici Gaming, they destroyed Liquid. It was a 40-minute game, but it was over in 20.
Yeah, and that's like the kind of carry I think would suit Boom's draft really well. Like, get the Jug type heroes, get something that's going to play fast. You don't, at this point, it's like, what carry do you want that counters a TB? It's like maybe like a PL or something, which is kind of off meta and not particularly strong. I think, PL is good against Razor and TB. Maybe it just gets banned as well, but to me, it's like not the best way to approach this game. I think you're better off picking something more aggressive.
Yeah, and maybe look to ban out this Invoker for OG, kind of feeling that for the mid lane for BZM, something with the tempo. You need someone to play the map with your clock Oracle Razor while TB's farming, right? You need someone active for BZM here.
Yeah. I think his hero could depend a bit on what the last pick is too, so he's maybe going to be like, okay, what's their carry, what's it not played well into, so he could be going for some of the Spirit heroes, he could be, like you say, going for an Invoker type hero, something that runs around with the Clockwork and Oracle and really plays around the Razor. I think that's the key thing. You have this Amar offlane that gets so strong so early because he's such a lane dominator. You want a mid hero that rotates to the offlane.
And you kind of want someone that also scales as well, right? You don't want that dead weight when it gets to late game.
Yeah.
Someone who can actually play into there, like the Spirits or Invoker, yeah.
And I think the Lich ban is really smart because it's this mid hero that rotates to these side lanes and pushes towers. Like, you look at, if TP's going to be farming and playing catch up in the jungle, OG's draft doesn't really take objectives, so having a mid laner that can rotate to the Razor's lane and not just get kills but push towers makes a lot of sense. So the Leshrac would have been a really nice last pick.
Oh, the CK ban. That's a clever one, Jackie CK.
Yeah,
that would have been an absolute monster. OG looking back at that Vici Gaming draft and thinking, no tanky heroes, please.
Yep. I think it's kind of like there's two roads they go down. They get the tempo carry, the juggernaut type hero, or they get the late game and try and beat TB Razor late game with like a PL. Problem is, you pick like a PL, that's good against TB Razor, and then they pick Zeus or something. Like maybe they are planning to do that because they banned Leshrac, which is like a PL counter here. But it's just there we go. They go PL. I mean, this just feels like PL into Zeus or something like that.
Or a Necro or something. Or the Ember.
Yeah. I mean, if left in the pool, like they're gonna pick PL because they're gonna be Razor. We're gonna have mid lane is gonna have a free game. And the issue with this is I feel like Boomer, they had this tempo draft with Death Prophet Primal Beast cores, and then they picked like a slow pace carry. It can still work, but it just feels a bit just.
Yeah, and I don't know how I don't know how I felt about that. I've not felt good about PL the past year or so. He's on my shit list, gods. I'm not gonna lie. He's one of those heroes I see in a draft and I think, yeah, it looks okay, but you know, with all the changes like Diffusal Blade, the fact that he needs 3 items, he needs 30 minutes of solid farming. I just don't know how he fits in here. In terms of meta.
If this was MLP, you'd be calling the hero trash. Yeah, like this hero is trash. You can't win with PL. It's a tough one. I also think PL just has it's good against Razor, but not in the lane necessarily. Like, I feel like picking PL into Amar's probably thrilled about this pick in some ways. Like, he's guaranteed a good early game and laning stage now. So, I'm liking OG here in game 1. I do think there is, some risk that, like, especially if PL gets like a fast, like, Asher Diffusal or whatever his build is, like, get the early fighting items and plays with the team. Like, I don't think this PL can, like, try and play for late game. Like, get early items, fight as much as possible. And use these exorcisms as active as possible. Like, BZ's kind of the key player hero to really carry Boom this game.
Yeah, and then we have that Yopaj Primal Beast as well, right? You're talking about him being able to get active, play as well into these side lanes, get involved, and getting level 6 on your supports. I mean, Snapfire in particular feels incredibly important here because you need that. That once plenty of matches ahead of us, so we'll start out calm and easy with a long 7. Against the Primal Beast, and already 35 for Yopaj.
Look at the Primal Beast. Actually, it's a lot of bonus damage you can get for the last hitting, and Primal Beast just has more base damage. So, good job, thinking out of the box. I feel like usually the offlane Primal Beast you're looking at Onslaught and Tramp plays your key spells here, but just the value point and uproar giving Yopaj an edge.
Yes, it's pretty handy when you're contesting runes and stuff as well. Try and chase down BZM. So far, so good there for Yopaj. BZM trying to catch up a little bit where he can. We're seeing these side lanes as well. Tiger getting in there. Having a battle with Scare and Snapbar. Probably the scariest lane here for Boom. Phantom Lancer will be able to doppelganger out of cogs and get away from danger. You're going to have this Razor and Clock on top of Snap at any given moment. So it's one of those fears you have when you have a carry who's good at escaping from the danger, but then a support maybe could suffer. You're gonna have Cookie, but spooky times.
Yeah, I think that's the good why they picked this PL as well as the Snapfires. Like, you've got multiple heroes that make Clockwork's game really hard to kind of do anything. Anyone he goes on can get cookied out of the box. PL has always been a Clockwork counter, so it's not just the cores that PL really counts. It's heroes like Clockwork and Oracle as well. So, other than Ember, it's for heroes who hate playing against PL. The problem is this is 2022 PL. This isn't 2017 PL.
Yeah, because I think one of the things I felt weirdest about the Phantom Lancer is when Diffuser Blade got nerfed, it felt it's like Nargothrond as a key example. I think just stopped buying it. Straight up stopped buying Diff Blade. Went like Mantis Guardi. And I don't know. I kind of feel like Phantom Lancer might start doing the same thing as well, because it feels bad to buy Diffuser Blade and then sell it later on for a bigger item.
Yeah.
But is it just like so key to the hero as well at the same time?
It kind of feels in some ways. I think it maybe can become more game dependent. Against TB, I think you still get it because it stops asunder. So I think based on matchup, maybe PLs are going to start reconsidering, or at least perhaps should be because of the Diffusal nerf. But you know, against the heroes I'm seeing, I think Diffusal still makes a lot of sense.
So yeah, Sunder's a great point.
It's kind of where PL became the TB counter, because Sunder used to be 0 mana cost, and the second it got given a mana cost, suddenly PL was way better against TB. It was already decent because TB doesn't deal with the illusions that well, but stopping Sunder just made the matchups for PL.
Yeah, incredible. Well, no kills yet. They're attempting top. There's an FBZ on the Terrorblade and some good shards on Uragi. Pops his stick. That's not the first touch from Tim. Claims first blood for Boom.
Yeah, there's a player who's going to have a big TI for Boom in order for them to do well. I look at this guy's always been one of the best 4 positions in SEA, a region stacked with 4 position players. Like DJ's also playing at TI and stuff, but he's the guy that makes Yopaj look good generally. Like he's kind of this 4 position that every mid laner loves to play with because of how active he gets and how good he is at kind of securing runes, securing the mid lane.
Man, he's done decently at TI previously, right? He was on that Rave team that did pretty well in like 2016. He's done well on TNC as well. And Boom looking to try and continue that trend.
He's the TI veteran when it comes to this Boom team. 4 newcomers and Tims. Yeah, so if he can help bring back some of that, that stability. He's been there before, at least.
And Tiger yet again slipping away from danger with a sliver of HP remaining. Well, down from Skem with this maxed out Scatter Blast build, going for all the nukes.
It's a touch. Tough game for Tiger, playing Clockwork into these heroes. You just don't really feel like you can easily set up or find kills, but the key goal here for bottom lane is just outfarm that. If you can't get kills with Clock Razor, just win the CS battle. And this is kind of what I touched upon. Like, yeah, PL's a good hero matchup against Razor, but this lane is Razor favored. And 25-6 to 15-5.
Yeah, two waves ahead. Now Mar's gonna be hitting his timing a little bit faster. Like we were saying during the draft, it's such a good platform to have this Razor 20 minutes in. They're getting level 11, getting up to BKB, which is running around causing issues. Tying in with the Ember Spirit's timings as well. We'd love to see him go for that phase Maelstrom. Scam, gonna cook you away, yeah. Once more, mid lane. A trample into Pulverize. Yopaj has hit 6 before the Ember does. The very far in the chains, though. BZM just about gets out of the grasp of Yopaj.
Yeah, I wonder if BZM's played this match before and knew he'd be fine there. Dota players, so much of Dota is a game of feel, particularly for mid laners there. So knowing like the exact amount of damage he's going to take there from the pulverized trample to survive and get that off. And there's a chase now into the jungle. They've caught Misha. That's going to be first blood. Yopaj, yeah, he onslaughted in, dove across like the cliff, and Tims was there to save the kill. So first blood goes their way.
Well, second blood even.
Yeah, sorry, second blood. Yeah.
Kills in the first 6 minutes. It's been a reasonably slow one, but both of them going the way of Boom. And you're right, the fact that Ember Spirit went for this magic wand, not something that we always see or even often see. Bottle plus wand, and he knew that he needed that little bit more to get away from the Primal Beast, who is consistently spamming all 3 of his spells to clear out waves and do the damage.
Yep.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Does feel like, despite these kills, a very even lane state between the 2 teams. All OG cores are getting farm or doing well in their lanes. If anything, there's a slight edge for OG when it comes to the CS and the lane stage, but that's being made up for by these 2 kills that Boom got. Particularly first blood money being a nice little kind of bonus, but lane OG's 3 heroes kind of in this Radiant jungle, getting a bit of farm, and also just being in the Radiant jungle means rotate on both mid and bottom. Playing around the range is the big thing kind of mentioned earlier on. Amar's going to be one of the strongest heroes here in the early game, so having the threat of Ember and Razor linking up is very scary, particularly for Jackie, who, you know, he plays doppelganger out of stuff, but he wants to be farming. He doesn't want to just be surviving down here.
Yeah, it's kind of cool to see BZM just jump into that camp. You know, it hits 7 minutes. And okay, neutral item time. Let's see what we can get.
But Exorcism committed, so Tier 1 top tower going to go down. Good use of the first Exo. This is just something OG give up. The big question is, will second Exorcism be able to take the Tier 1 mid tower from me? Because that's going to be the one where if you give up that Tier 1 mid early on, you're giving up a lot of ground and you let Boom kind of have full access into your jungle and control such a large area of the map.
Yeah, that shuts down TB's farm by extension. And he's done well. You've got 51 last hits. Treads brace up.
Top tower is under attack.
It's kind of DP top than net worth.
Yeah, they're kind of sacking Jackie for now. Like, PL's been tasked with defending bottom against like 2 to 3 heroes, so, and playing into this Razor. So they're not Jackie Mega Farm, which I actually think is good, because Death Prophet and Primal Beast are going to be the heroes that they want to have, like, you know, the tempo and own in the mid game. So as long as PL's getting some farm, you don't mind that he's top net worth. You know, he's 6 on net worth. He's having the worst time when it comes to the clips.
I'm not sure who was tripped in there with her. The Beast gets kicked. Gonna keep off the clockwork. He's got heals on him from that Purifying Flame. He's blasted down. As Yopaj and Jackie kill off both OG supports. BZM does get the trade back as Amar looking to fight, but under the tag team and trapped in the shards. Well, he's actually going to get a lot of damage on the skin. Turn battles into him. Simmons with a snowball back. And then Yopaj with the trample. Beautifully done to set up for another kill.
He was trapped on the low ground and just got up by Tim's with a snowball. Yopaj touched on how good of a game he can have, and 2-0-1 already. His mid-primal beast is making a name already. Jackie gives up on this bottom. I like this. You've taken top Tier 1 tower. There's no reason for Death Prophet to play in the top part of the map. Give this lane to PL, and PL can farm top, plus from the jungle, and basically ignore this game of Dota right now. He's going to play PvE while the rest of the team prioritizes basically team fighting and this mid Tier 1 tower.
Yeah, I mean, Amar. Look at that damage from Yopaj. He's destroyed from the tree line as the Beast just comes charging on through.
He's everywhere. He's looking wreaking havoc.
Looking for more as well.
Yeah.
Misha being chased back into his Ancients area. BZM's here farming, but
he's got spells in 3 seconds.
Just going straight. Going for the pulverize. Misha gets off his Fate's Edict, and Yopaj going to dive across with the onslaught back towards BZM instead. Remnant to safety, and Tim's will survive.
The right
barely.
Great job saving his life there from the Fire Remnant, but next section, it's not the T1, surprisingly. They actually go bottom. I think deciding this is an easier tower to claim. But we'll see if they defend this one. It does look like they're making some moves down there with Amar, and Ember is already down there as well, so they're ready to take a fight.
Yeah, they're coming in. BZM, he wants to bat. He's got his javelin.
We only have 2 heroes.
They're going to slide
This is a
straight.
2v4.
2 of them get clipped by it. FBZ looks like he's all right after popping his wand. And yeah, level 4 clock means no initiation from OG.
I mean, it's kind of good for Boom. You don't take the tower. 2 heroes, like 4 OG members rotate down there to defend a 2-man push. Yeah, it's 2 cores, but the fact they do it this early, and this kind of goes back to Tiger having a rough game. He's on level 4. That's a level 6 clockwork. It's at least 1 kill, maybe 2 kills. So, you know, good job applying pressure and knowing that they can't really punish there.
Look at Yopaj on the silence. The value point in the silence. It allows them to get killed, something that BZM wasn't really respecting.
Yeah, they're doing this with like this FPZ Yopaj duo. Like, it's enjoying the fun now, and they're not done getting killed. He's just next in the firing line.
Boom, they all washed their face this morning. No urinating, messing around. They are ready to fight.
Yep. No jet lag either. They're playing in their own time zone.
That's true. The C buff. It's so close to level 6 on clock. He needs 1 creep and he'll have a hook shot. One silver lining here for OG is that TB is still farming away, but a tremendous first 10 minutes from Boom has put them in a great position.
Yeah. And this is all this aggression. This is what
Radiant
stacking in mid. The 3 heroes, well, do all this while PL just free farms elsewhere on the map. He's not farming as fast. You know, TB has better lane, has more jungle farm play around, but like they're kind of controlling the map while they carry the early game items. He has gone for the faster fusel, so Jackie can now look to join.
If he decides to just come back to the entrance, farm back through them.
Oh, kisses. They're gonna get a bar here. That's
Yeah, they absolutely are.
easy kill. This Razor is 0-3 at Mar. I mean, talk about how he's been spamming this here, and there's a lot of seeing some of the weaknesses here. He did have a good lane, but it's kind of that offlane Razor, offlane Viper kind of effect. You win your lane, but then you just get ganked and you have no escape mechanism. You just kind of beat pre-BKB is what we're kind of seeing.
Yeah, he desperately needs it. Need these item timings for it's 13 minutes. We're gonna get. What do you do?
That's just an hour from his core.
Radiant's middle tower is
He was like
under
literally
attack.
timing the last hit. NPC's like just auto attacking this tower, and Tim's just like, mine, I'll take that.
Oh yeah, that's Blink, man.
Yep.
FPC, you've got your 4 staff. You don't need any more items, and I kind of like that force against the clockwork. So now they've got so many ways to get out of the cogs.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Razor too, like, force stuff's amazing. TB, you want to kite, it's so much pressure on BZM to kind of guarantee and secure some of these kills.
Boom. Now thinking about walking straight towards that mid-tier 1, but they've gone for a bit of a wraparound, getting a deep obs wall first. I think OG knows this is going on though. Yeah, BZM playing that right-hand side of the tower, understands there's plenty of Europe missing, so the rest of the squad are going to play bottom instead.
They're just so much weaker, and oh boy, Ember needs to be careful not to get caught here. He gets onslaughted, but no pulverized fall, so we let go, but doesn't look like OG can defend this one.
Nice deny.
And
the rest of OG. They smoked in from bottom, straight onto Tim's. Snowball to the creep's going to buy him a little bit of time here as he does get pushed around by Punch, and the cookie back, not enough to save him. Great trample back onto the 2, and both Oracle in the Razor die, while Tiger, they keep on chasing him. You got an uproar there, Yopaj. The hook shot to safety gets him across the BZM.
Is under attack.
He's out, but Boom continued to get kill after kill. 11-2, only the 1k gold lead to go with it. The story there is that they're still getting farms. They're not completely out of it. They've still got the late game. They've still got the TB, and they are just waiting for some of these BKBs to come up, particularly the Razors, before they can really fight. But the fact Boom are getting all of this, and now they've taken all these tier 1 towers, which will, you know, potentially open up Roshan, means they're in a great position to keep playing this aggressive style of Dota that's really working well for them.
Yeah, this is where the 2 supports really comes into play. Tusk and Snap, right now they're paired up or teamed up with Primal Beast. Straight in we go. Skem's not even going to spend his kisses. They know they could blow up Misha without it, so they can stick around and wait for another target to show.
Yeah, they came close to catching Amar there. He's the one they really wanted, but Misha just in the right place to kind of perhaps save Amar's life there. He's BKB 1,000 gold away. Until then, he's just trying to farm somewhere. Anywhere he can get a scrap of gold that's away from these Boom heroes that just keep on hunting him down.
And Primal Beast has his BKB. It's coming on Courier. 16 minutes in, we've seen Yopaj play aggressively and just dive in towards his enemies as he gets hookshotted.
His BKB's arrived.
He is there to save him. Yopaj, he's just gonna didn't use BKB or the wand. 12 charges and didn't choose deal.
Is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
There.
Ruin of haste.
I mean, I think the BKB just arrived too late, where even if he popped it, the TB was going to just right-click him down, so...
Is under attack.
But at the same time, yeah, 12 one-charges BKB. Looked like he had a window to maybe pop those, and give him the benefit of the doubt, maybe just didn't feel like he... Maybe either couldn't or just didn't feel like it was going to save his life there, because OG, that's a huge turnaround for them, considering that everything up until now has just been going... Get a tier 1 power and get a great team fight around the TB meta is just perfect for them.
And it was well done by Tiger as well to hold on to the cogs. You know, you saw Scam having to cookie early to get the beast away from the hook shot. Tiger still have those cogs to play around with just in case, but Looks like Boom, you know, going to respawn, get straight back out onto the map, and keep that pressure on OG. So much emphasis put on warding around the top jungle. They see BZM perfectly. He doesn't have a remnant out as a safety mechanism, so the chains right on time. If Yopaj catches him, then he probably dies.
Yeah. This Boom Vision is just designed to find all these kills. They've got such aggressive wards in this dire jungle. 2 very deep wards, one on the clip around the Roshan pit. Doing a great job with the Vision Cane. That's going to guarantee them probably an uncontested Roshan. It is getting scouted out. The Scan plus Rocket Flare, but Exus isn't being used. So we'll see if OG take this fight here. They're smoked up. They want to make a play on this. A hook shot to go for the side. Scam in position to pop the smoke. And they do this.
Roshan dying so quickly. And Jackie, his first real mark on the game, is going to be taking ages. Grabs it. But OG can really mount the defense of the area, even with their high ground ward here. OG struggling to find a position to fight, while Yopaj dodged straight on into the back lines. Damage being drained. Oh, the shot misses. Oh, Yopaj allowed to TP home, but BZM gonna go back in and then back out again. OG poking and prodding for another form of initiation, but things will reset again.
Yeah, a little bit overly aggressive there from Yopaj. He just dived in by himself thinking, oh, I've got, BKB equals invincibility, but you're playing Razor TP. These are heroes that will chunk you down through that BKB. And he got, immediately static linked. His initiation was on the Oracle, who doesn't instantly die. So the rest of Boom did not want to fight. That's the... Death Prophet lineups, when they take Roshan, sometimes they're a little bit in danger, even once they get the Aegis, of losing a fight because the system's on cooldown. So I think good decision for just to disengage.
Yeah, smart stuff. Keep Jackie farming. 1,000 gold to Manta. And it's down in that bottom jungle. Lockroach was out on a bit of a scouting mission here, getting a deep observer ward down. But does lose his life in the process. It looks like Boom want to make a play on top.
Yeah. Not sure there's much you can do to BZM's Ember here. He's a bit low on mana. This it is kind of PL time. He's almost got the Manta. This is just classic old school PL. He's not exactly. He's kind of newer gen player, but he's been around a little while and going for that classic Diffusal Manta.
Yeah, nothing wrong with it when you've got an Aegis in your hand.
Nope.
Actually seeing Ember Spirit pick up the full Euro Scepter now, so a way to get around the control and team fight damage and in the silence coming out of DP.
Yeah, it's like a good pickup. Eels is always one of these items that just has so much utility it brings to the table.
And I guess looking at their draft, they don't have that many ways of TP cancelling or stunning. Yeah, they've got a hook shot to initiate, Fortune's End, chains, nice little bits of roots, but you kind of need that one bonus thing to stop a TP out in front of your face.
I think a lot of it's going to be let's try and mitigate as much of the TP's damage as possible. Burn all his mana so he can't keep making illusions and can't get Sunder off. The Primal Beast is going for Shiva's Guard, so it's less they're less trying to kill the TP and more just trying to mitigate what he can do.
Is under attack.
BZM doing a good job pushing out one extra wave top. But back in the bottom jungle, Deja Vu strikes for Tiger.
Yeah,
exact same spot again.
Hey, maybe he'll live this time.
Maybe with a hook shot to Creeps and a TP home. The Creeps
under attack.
killing him though.
Okay. All right,
Scrapes away.
Well done, Tiger.
And James has walked into Uragi. And that fight finishes very quickly. Don't want to get into a brawl there with the Tuskman himself.
Got it.
This feels pretty good for OG though, dragging this out and wasting out the timer of the Aegis. And Boom would love to go and take these tier 2s and kind of collapse in towards OG's side of the map and get across the river. And this is a lot of room for Terrorblade and Ember Spirit. I guess the Razor as well. It's a tri-core lineup against what feels like a single core. We've seen DP and Primal Beast kind of struggle to break through that mid game.
Oh, particularly with the way they're itemizing. DP's going full, let's, not for late game, let's get utility items, Lotus, Force Stop, Primal Beast going BKB into Shiva's God. These are not cores that are going to take this game particularly well into the late game, and they're behind on gold. They've got this Aegis, PL's got the momentum, but they need to make all these plays now. They can't afford to just sit around and not apply pressure here, because this game's just going to look worse and worse for them the longer it goes. Right now, I'm liking OG's position.
Radiant's
Yeah,
bottom
kill
tower
score
is under
tied.
attack.
Everything looks peachy for them. Oh, it's going to drop to Jackie. So outpost time for Boom. Incredibly important around that top area and for the Radiant, especially with that Roshan timer just under 4 minutes. To start thinking about him, they're going to TP down to bottom.
Dire's top tower.
OG are ready and waiting though. They've got the high ground, they've got the vision advantage, and they've got to jump straight in towards Skem Snapfire. Amara and Tiger quickly pair up to kill her off. Yopaj is going to onslaught back towards his base. Don't want to entertain an extended team fight here.
And all of this is happening while Boom have Aegis. It just doesn't feel like you're, playing around in Aegis because of how effective OG is at playing the map. I mean, Tiger's death to get that ward down and then the subsequent escape was so crucial for them to get all of this info and vision down bottom, and is allowing these plays here to help set up this Snapfire kill. They get a tier 2 tower, now they're going to get outpost control down bottom. All of this is set up by that vision, and it's just pulling Boom apart. They're not getting to play like the 5-man Dota that they want to play with Aegis.
So it's like OG are playing tennis with them, right? They're pushing this ball from one edge of the court to the other, really wearing out Boom, getting their legs tired.
Yeah, making them run, It's one of those annoying players that they're not smashing winners, but they're pulling you from side to side, taking a drop shot, then lobbing you. And Boom are not getting to play the way they'd like to play right now. But
they're not. I mean, we've got Gem on the Razor. He's going into Yasha, Santon Yasha there, so it's like he's really intending to scale as hard as he can on Amar's Razor.
Boom do not deal well with this like frontline Razor with BKB. They haven't got any real damage or way to throw him through the BKB outside of I guess Exorcism, but it does feel like this Razor can just kind of run in very freely and unafraid.
Oh, there's a DD rune.
Okay.
Yopaj, he's eyeing it up. They are smoked up still for another 5 seconds. They were trying to edge forward to see if it would break. Well, we're off though now as OG, they've managed to get away from that smoke attempt. Scouting with TB illusion is very, very important here from Yuragi to see where Boom are.
Radiant's top
And
tower
that,
is under
again,
attack.
those wards down bottom, it kind of reveals the fact that Boom aren't in that area. So even when they're smoked up and you don't see them, you have a pretty good idea of where they are on the map. And Boom just unable to find these kills. They decide, okay, let's just back off, farm top lane. They send FBZ top. Now they have to get out of this area of the map. OG is going to look to hunt them down. They see this Death Prophet who just TP'd bottom. Not really defend this bottom area of the map here. They're going to have to give it up to OG.
Yeah, they've got no vision anymore. This gem has removed every observer of Boom's. Yeah, Amar just playing forward and trying to scan up onto these high ground spots. They've got one obs ward still in the bottom right corner of the map, but I don't think that's going to really help them too much here. OG very, very clearly move into that bottom jungle knowing exactly what Boom are up to.
Good news is they had PL on Boom, so they illusions bottom. They push the wave pretty. Really, there's no farm they're missing out on. I mean, obviously the jungle creeps, but I think the fact they're swapping from bottom side to top side here, it's just about making sure you're being as efficient as possible. Like they pushed out bottom lane, so for Boom, it's not the end of the world, but they need to get a good team fight soon, particularly around this next Roshan, which is respawning sometime in the next 3-ish minutes. So. And you got to imagine this time around, OG is not going to be letting it go for free. So very curious to see how things unravel and how both teams play around this Roshan number 2.
Yeah, especially with buybacks, right? Because OG were one of the squads going to pioneer this buyback meta where people are defending Roshan with multiple heroes respawning. Right now, they've got both of their supports having it, none of their cores do, while Boom have 4 buybacks available, and 5 seconds until Rosh spawns. I'd say Boom in a pretty good position here to fight around Roshan.
Yeah, well, they scouted out. It's such a fast respawn. They've got an arcane rune on Death Prophet too, which is really nice, but I'm sure they're going to get a chance to check it. They're not going into the pit here, probably just assuming it's going to be a bit longer. It's been scouted by the clockwork. Even if they scout it, it's not really the right time to go into the pit. They need to address this bottom lane. They haven't got Yopaj with them, so it is fine that they're kind of addressing the lanes a bit first before they prioritize Roshan. Incoming!
Man, I feel like Boom need that surprise move as well with Tusk and Snap to start the team fight. But it's OG with the sneaky smoke, preempting this potential Roshan. Tim's straight on here with Tiger under. Quickly remove the Tusk. He does have buyback.
Yep.
We'll see how this progresses.
Go into the pit here. With the Tusk dead, they may chance it and try and force that buyback, but it does seem like OG feel like it's not a high priority enough kill to actually go for Roshan here. They killed Roshan KFTBs there, like, but at the same time, it maybe requires, like, you don't want to use meta for Rosh or anything, so, and without static link damage, your Razor's not really hitting Rosh that hard, so OG take the pick off and back off, and are going to settle just for the position that they're getting around the pit off of that smoke gate.
Yeah, I mean, they get a tier 1 top, BZM split pushing out these waves. Radiant even scanning in onto him, and kind of expecting BZM to hide in the trees, which he will do now.
Oh, they caught it.
On top of the Ember here with the Opines and Jackie trying to burn his mana down, and that's the kill they needed. A huge one onto the Ember Spirit. Now, how quickly can they move?
This should be free Roshan, I think. Like, and I don't think it's hard if you're OG. Like, do you buy back Ember here? How crippling is giving Boom a free Roshan? They're going to keep scanning it out. Maybe someone like Tiger is just tasked with trying to go for a Roshan, posturing around the pit here. Maybe they'll try and force this fight here with an Ember buyback.
Trying to keep vision over there, shotting up onto Tim's. He's down to low ground now, gets back across with a 4-star from FBZ, and Yopaz, he onslaught straight in towards Uragi, but the Scarlet is slow, the damage drained. Amar, he walks the dog and chases the Primal Beast away from this, as that's delayed Roshan now, and built time for BZM to potentially respawn.
Use Exorcism to take Roshan, so it does look like OG's done the perfect job delaying it. Boom tried to get an initiation, like, okay, it's 5-4, we want a Roche, but they're gonna, they're gonna stall it out, so we gotta jump at OG just with better and some great clockwork play. Tiger just kind of baiting them in. Yeah, he gets himself trapped, but it was almost by intention, like with the jetpack out, and also just going on Tims. The only way you die there if you're OG is if Tims gets like this Blink Warriors punch off, so jumping Tim's tusk there is just a really heads-up move from Tiger.
These OG are 5 alive again. BZM in such a nice groove here, able to
out of danger. Oh, a close fought battle. A buyback from the Ember, and now a catch onto FBZ. Profit slide chains again while up high. He's been given time to respawn. Back across to their ancients, and there's no escape for this Death Prophet now. Gleipnir and the static link will make short work of her in the end.
Ooh, that's the fight you're looking for if you're Boom, though. That's about as good as it gets. An Ember buyback, too. We'll take another look here. Like, they need to make that big surprise play, the smoke, and a perfect initiation on Mar. They get the false promise off, but the big thing, a great silence meant that there weren't really any heals coming out on top of the false promise. FBZ hit multiple heroes, hit the high ground Oracle, and his death just chasing everybody down here. Uragi, he dished out too much damage for his own good. He didn't actually have a good Sunder target. I think he sundered like a PL illusion, if I'm seeing correctly. And it only healed him up a very small amount, so just no real way for OG to take that fight, particularly without, no metamorphosis. Like, that was TB without meta. But they're in Roshan now. They're ready to fight this.
That was a team fight for Boom, but Tiger flying time with his aggression here up to high ground. It's on forward. Tims is the first to die. Tiger buys back now as well. As Uragi still clattered up here, thinking about returning to the pit because it was a 2,500 gold swing towards Boom, but OG are the ones inside Roche.
Exo's back. It's already back up. They're using the kisses to the lane. TP's dying.
Oh my god, you kill Roche and you turn a fight. The ball blows up. You're on you. Aegis is about to be on the floor, but in comes the onslaught. The Power Beast will be able to take the Aegis well away from OG. And Boom aiming at the armor like BZ, taking a lot of damage, but they've got the control onto the Razor they needed. TV and Razor dead.
So clutch. Like, Boom just stalling out the Roshan, waiting for that exorcism to come back up, and OG, they got distracted. Rightfully so. They're like trying to Roche, and then they see Boom coming over, and they're like, we can't just force this Roche. We need to fight them first. They have Exo, we should be strong enough, but they just couldn't quite get these key kills, and just hiding them out and biding their time until they were strong enough and had everybody come in. Notably the PL who came in, he didn't have the full Heart of Trask, but had the Reavers, so he's pretty damn unkillable at this point. And now they get to push forward with Aegis in hand.
Yeah, it's so incredibly irritating when Jackie just sending Manta illusions, doppelganger illusions, scouting and burning your mana to potentially draw things out.
And even though TP BKB, so kisses don't kill him, it's like suddenly the team fight happens and he doesn't have beat.
Gold is a great conductor.
Radiant are scanning. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire are scanning. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's courier has been killed. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's bottom has fallen. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has fallen. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant are scanning.
Boom! There it goes!
Got it.
Dire are scanning.
A subtle burn.
middle tower has fallen. Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower has fallen. Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's middle barracks are under attack. Radiant's middle barracks has fallen. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Roshan has fallen to the desert. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower has fallen. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower has fallen. Radiant's top barracks are under attack. Radiant's top barracks has fallen.
Come and fight me.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Got it.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen. Dire are scanning. The Dire now have mega creeps. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
BO2 scored.